Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to the Airx May webinar. We're going to be doing some talk about retro marketing here. Some of you that know me well know that I like doing email and videos and all that stuff, which works great for people that kind of are into checking their email on a regular basis. But not everybody does that. As an example, I have some of the stats for the emails that went out for this webinar. Goes out to about 300 or so people. And on the first email that went out, we had a 23%, 20.3% open rate, which is very good from a marketing standpoint. And then it dropped down on the second one that went out to 17.1. Good news is I didn't lose any subscribers to the list over that, but even though 20% sounds like a good amount, how do you get through to your customers or prospective customers? And that's kind of what I'm going to try to cover a little bit today, kind of talking about how you can do a little bit of retro marketing. So get things going here as far as recording. So we're all set there. So hopefully everybody can see me okay. I'm going to do this whole webinar using the camera up on the top of my monitor here as compared to the previous one where it was keynotes and the keynote PowerPoint presentation. So the first thing would be, okay, who are your targets? Are you going after existing customers or brand new customers? I do have a recording up from a webinar we did last year where we talk about the MAP program, Marketing Assistance Program, and that is where we utilize a program. It's an online program called Hoovers.com, which is part of Dun & Bradstreet. So you can identify target markets. This would be for your new customers. And this can be used for all the different marketing techniques that I'm going to talk about today. But it's a great way to, as I talked about in the previous webinar, if you identify that you do really well in selling to, let's say, daycare centers, and you think you've got all the daycare centers in your particular marketplace covered, but you're not sure. So you can go into Hoovers, and we can run this for you as a value-added service for you as a customer of Bullen and Airx. We can run these lists for you to identify, okay, what are all the daycare centers in the geographic area? You can do it based on zip code, counties, state areas, that type of thing. And then you can also list the different sizes of those daycares, ones from single location to multi-locations, certain number of employees, dollar sales. So you can really get really granular, as they call it, kind of get down to the targets you want. And then you run that, we run that list, and then you compare it to what your existing customer base is. So in some cases, maybe you've got all the customers that you think you do, or there might be 5 or 6. We recently had some business referred to us from Stepan, the quad people, and there was a couple customers that we were not aware of that bought disinfectants in particular markets. So it really made me think about going back and running that Hoover list on that SIC code. So we've identified we're going to either go after existing customers or brand new ones. And then depending upon what you send out to, or depending upon what your target market is, you're going to maybe do different mailings. So we talked about emails. I'm just going to briefly cover that a little bit. There are some rules on email for effective email marketing. The first thing is do not overuse it. There's nothing worse than getting 3 or 4 emails from somebody, from a company soliciting your business in a very, very short period of time. We've all done it. We unsubscribe, and then boom, you're never going to get an email from that company again, or that company's never going to be able to email to you. So it's important to be conservative with how many times you send an email out, and change it up a little bit, make it interesting. Another way we do it here is we use MailChimp for all of our email marketing, and the benefit of MailChimp is, first off, you never want to send much more than 10 or 15 emails from your own email account. The reason you don't want to do that is if you send out too many emails from your own personal account, you can get blocked or blacklisted, and your email then will be unusable for your regular email that you're doing. So you want to use a service like MailChimp or Constant Contact. We prefer MailChimp just because it's from a layout standpoint. it's much better than constant contact, and gives you a lot more flexibility. We use Salesforce.com, allows us to integrate some things there as well. So we send out an email like this webinar email went out, and then I have our individual salespeople send the same email to their customers. You as a customer might not open my email because it's coming from sales@Bullen Online or sales@airxlabs.com. But you might open that same email if it comes from Bill Huss, our sales manager, or Jack, or one of our regional sales managers. So you can utilize that as well. But again, that rule of thumb as far as don't do more than 10 from your personal email is a great idea. MailChimp will also give you the ability to see like those stats that I've got. Gives you a nice report here. Shows me the number of subscribers, the open rate, and the click-through rate. So if you have things within your email that are asking for people to click through to the website or a video or whatever, it'll show how many of those people that open the email also click through. So that's very beneficial. So the individual salespeople, in our case, we have individual MailChimp accounts set up for them, and I'm able to share a template from MailChimp for them to be able to utilize. Now, we're talking about old school marketing, so that was just kind of a fast thing on email. You can go back and look at last year's webinar. I don't remember the exact month, but we're going to send out another email to everybody that's attended this webinar, giving them those link in so they can log into the portal on the Airx Labs site and watch the previous webinars. So, retro marketing. One of the things that we use quite a bit, we've used it in the past, I'll show you, is postcards. These were ones that we used a couple years ago. We had a series of 6 or 7 different postcards that went out, and they're all yellow. I noticed they're all similar format, and they're oversized. Nice thing about this is we sent out this series of 5 or 6 different postcards, and then when we did our follow-up with them, which is another important part of marketing, is you just can't, if you just send that something out, your percentage of response, in the case of my email that I sent out, a 2.4% click-through rate, which is pretty good. Anything above like a 0.5% or 1% in electronic marketing is really good. With these postcards, we sent 6 cards out. And then we did a follow-up phone call. Phone calls are very important. We did a follow-up phone call saying, hey, have you gotten those yellow postcards? Because they were all yellow. So we kind of designed them so we could talk about the yellow part, and then the customer would remember, hey, there's another one of those postcards. And wonder what Bullen and Airx is doing, sending out these yellow postcards. So that was what we started doing maybe 5-6 years ago. We just recently started a new postcard campaign. Maybe you've seen it. This is on our Perfecto 2. Has a nice shot of the bottle with all the bullet points on here. And again, click, and it has information on the website that'll take you to the individual videos. These cards, the 2 of these, are 47 cents to mail. Now, we could do them cheaper. If you're doing large quantities, you can get the rate down by having it automatically processed, sorted, and that type of thing. This is one that we've done. This is for BYOB. So this is tied in with the brochure that we also have. So we have a series of mailings. So we'll send a mailing out, this postcard mailing, along with an email, the same thing. And then we have a full line brochure that covers the BYOB or Be Your brand. So these pieces all reinforce each other. So the card reinforces the full line literature, and the same thing's true up on our website. So these are very inexpensive. We run these actually in-house. Back when we did the yellow cards, we did these. These were all printed outside, and it was pretty costly. So we have a new in-house high-end printer that's able to do full color, process 2 sides. And in this particular one is formatted to fit on a 8.5 by 11 sheet, so we get 2 cards out of 1 sheet. And it's on nice heavy stock, so it looks good. And when people get these in the mail, because it's a little larger than your standard envelope. It's going to, hopefully get some attention and people will read it. Again, a very inexpensive means of getting some marketing out. For 50 cents, if we get one customer from a mailing of 200 or 300 of these, the cost ratio for the money spent for that one customer is quite low. You do have to look at your acquisition cost, is what they call it in the business. And so using things like these retro things, the acquisition cost is quite low. For internet companies to get a customer, the acquisition cost of an individual customer, some companies spend $20, $50, $100. So the amount of money people spend to acquire a customer can vary, and the reason some of those companies are going to spend that much money is they figure they're going to have them for quite some time. So that cost is not that high. So we've got these postcards, and then another piece, kind of the final piece, would be actually writing a letter. So these cards, you can see, has my name on it, and I write a personal letter and hand address the outside of the envelope and put a stamp on it. When somebody gets this in the mail, they're probably going to open it up because they can see that it was handwritten, and I'm able to put a personal note in. Like maybe you send this after you had a nice conversation or you visited with your customer, whatever it happens to be. But a nice personal note like this really goes a long way. And this is truly retro because 20, 30 years ago, there was no email. There was no real mass marketing. This is the way people used to thank people for doing a great job on a particular product or an order, whatever it happens to be. We put together a welcome kit. Here, this is another marketing tool. Welcome kit has a mechanical pencil as compared to a pen. Set of Post-it notes. We call it an idea pad. A journal book. It's embossed with the Bullen thing, so it's kind of a low-key marketing. And then we also have an actual tote bag, and then that goes out to a brand new customer as a welcome kit when they come on, or if we want to get the attention of a potential new customer, we would send that out as well. So those are some of the easy things you can do. And then the best thing after the fact that I talked at the beginning, after you do these marketing pieces, is do personal follow-up with phone calls. You're going to get a much higher success rate as far as converting those customers or getting them to go to the website or talk to you the next time by doing a follow-up phone call. And it's better than a complete cold call because you've already sent them some information ahead of time. And they're going to probably respond because, yes, I got your card or I got your postcard. It's not completely foreign to them, and they're going to spend a couple minutes talking to you. So those are some of my tips for this month's webinar as to how you go to market differently, how to stand out from the competition. If you want some more information on the Hoover program, how we can help you with the MAP, as we call it, Marketing Assistance Program, for locating those customers based on SIC code, you can email us or ask your individual salesperson as well. We can also do custom cards, so this could be a card for your private brand version of Perfecto too. And if you haven't tried this product, it's fantastic. One of the best new products we've had out in a long, long time. You're going to be at the NJSSA show. We will have the product there and showing it. We're right inside the front door. And then the following week, we are going to be at the ISSA Interclean show in Amsterdam, exhibiting there for the Airx brand. And I'm in search of a new wall cabinet for our 19Es, as well as a couple other new things. I had a customer today, end user customer, that was saying they would really like to have a improved, the felt things they put on the bottom of chairs to keep that from scratching the floors up in schools. Hundreds of thousands of potential customers for that if you came up with something new. So look while we're in Amsterdam, see if there's anything in the European or Asian market that addresses that particular product. And then I'll be doing videos from both the New Jersey show as well as the show in Amsterdam. So I'll open it up for questions. If anybody has any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I'd be glad to take them offline as well. See if anybody asks questions. Usually we don't have questions. People have to type really fast. One from Benjamin over in Copenhagen. He likes the program. Okay. I will be sending everybody that tuned in today a follow-up email. Accept the email, please. Don't unsubscribe, and don't say it's spam. But I'll be sending a follow-up email that will give you the login information to Airx Labs distributor portal, where you can see the past programs, particularly the one on MAP, or Marketing Assistance Program. Well, thank you very much, and see you in New Jersey.